Hello, hello, once again, back to Chrono Trigger. We beat Dalton, destroyed the Blackbird, and now we have a new party member. That party member? Do you remember a certain sorcerer? That's right, we have him for our next party member. But he has some pretty sweet stuff. And he can equip the Black Rock. This is why we weren't able to do it before. Because the Black Rock invokes the triple tech called Dark Eternal. And I'm going to actually start off by showing that off. So, well, before that, we've got to have this. What's that? That's... It's important to see this first. Ba-da-da. Now there's a floating something. An enormous floating temple. I think they're calling us. The ocean palace hath risen? Surely it doth beckon us. The undersea palace? This is impossible. So something happened in time to cause... Let's see if we can find it. See if we can find it on the map. So that's where we were. They were looking this way, but it's not there. Oh, but there is this place. What could this place be? The Sun Keep. So we flew to the Sun Keep in prehistoric times, and it looks pretty much the same as before. But... So this is technically the beginning of the end game. So many of the... here we go. Here it is. The Black Omen. It is not a good idea to take that on right now. There's a cave. So if you remember, we were blocked off from this one. But I don't really feel like using it at the moment. Because we have something better. And we can do that. We can also... There we go. So, there are really only those 3 islands left now in 12,000 BC. So, nothing much we can really do at the moment. And then there's the Black Omen, which there is no way I'm going to take that on at the moment. So, what shall we do? Well, first, let's jump to the end of time. We saw when we spoke to Magus that... It's such a cool looking thing. Let's disembark. Right. Hey, where's that healthy kid with the radical haircut? This is terrible news. I have nothing to give you but this song. It's called Memories of Crono. I wish I could lend a hand. We're looking for the Guru of Time. The Guru of Time, eh? Heard of him, of course, but what do you want with him? He knows how to bring Chrono back. To bring back lost loved ones. It's what everyone wants. Chrono must be proud to have friends like you. Well, that's somber. Hey. Here, take this with you. What be this? Methinks an egg? Let us call that the Chrono trigger. It is pure potential. By unleashing a specific course of events, it can have a powerful effect on time. Ask the one who made the epoch, your Wings of Time, how to hatch it. Like any egg, it represents a possibility. It may or may not hatch. But the Chrono trigger gives you the potential to get your friend back. The egg will have an effect equal to the effort you put into your search. No more, and no less. Don't forget that. As long as you keep Chrono in your heart, the day you are dreaming of shall arrive. I get it. It's you, isn't it? Wait a sec. Are you Gaspar, the Guru of Time? Well, I believe that's what they used to call me. Ages ago. So, I've had one of the gurus helping us out all along. So he says to go no more, no less. Alright. So let's board the epoch. Full speed ahead. So, what we can do here... Hi-ho, epoch! So there is a chance. There is an ability to get Chrono back. I know it teleported us right above. I guess that would make sense. Can I land him? Nope, doesn't look like I can land on the landing bay anymore. That black omen is pretty ominous. But this does allow for us to travel around fairly nonchalantly. We can explore all sorts of places, including that. A curious sight. But we need to go to the Keeper's Dome. We need to figure out how to unlock the potential of this. Right, so we may need Brobo. So we're gonna switch in with him. Independent shimmers. Alright. So all of these are taken now. Oh. Magic tab. Almost left that behind. On Death Peak, you will find the power to restore life. But to activate this power, the deceased must be important to the space-time continuum. And you must have a clone identical to that person. Only then can a Chrono trigger work its magic. Without the clone, there's no point in going to Death Peak. Now, scrap. Alright. So do you remember all the way back to episode 1, whenever we went to good old Dr. Oh, I can't even remember his name. He's not really that terribly important, but to that tent with the various horror show little things. And I specifically went to the one where we had a replica. Do you happen to know what he called it? He said, the clone will be found... Oh, come on, land, please. There we go. The clone will be found in Crono's house. Oh, where's his mother gone? Oh, hello. Is Crono okay? Aye. He be in fine health. I hope he's behaving. Tell him to be good, all right? Madam. Yes, dear? By thy leave, mayhap we taketh this doll. Go right ahead, dear. Got the clone. Stay out of trouble now. Well, good cause and everything. There, and let's go to the Keeper's Dome. Now that we have the clone. And you also remember the last time we attempted to traverse Death Peak, we were blocked. Ah, we can rename Epoch through that machine. I actually did not know that. Pendant shimmers. Right. On Death Peak, you will find the power to restore life. To activate this power, the deceased must be important to the space-time... Okay. Must have a clone. Enough. The time has come for you to attempt Death Peak. It's the only chance you have of reviving your friend. The last program I've implemented in this creature's memory banks will help you up the mountain. Stand back. Executing program. Executing program. Executing program. The 3 entities you saw will help you climb Death Peak. This ends my message. I must ask you for a favor. This creature has executed its program. Please let him sleep. The switch is on his stomach. Switch the creature off. This creature sleeps beyond the flow of time. So... yeah, a lot of the pieces are finally starting to come together. And now is the time that we attempt Death Peak, as they said. Time to save. Because this will be... maybe... fairly arduous. Level 38. It's not... it's not impossible, but it'll be risky. What I'll... Yeah, I'll go with the storyline thing to do. Alright, so... those creatures are going to help us out by... becoming sort of a guard for us. Right, off we go, off we go. Ugh. Alright, so the true test will be whether we can beat these creatures fairly handily. Let's see what fire does. Ah, okay, good. Good, good. So Magus' thing is that he can use all of the 2 attacks. He can use fire, ice, and lightning, and I'm not sure if he can use water or if that's redundant for him. But he will eventually be able to use... That'll actually be really useful for him. His amulet, however, protects status, so it makes him immune to status ailments, which is not horribly important. So, the other thing is that those attacks we saw during his boss fight will be unlocked as his as he gets tech points. So his first one is going to be Dark Bomb, which I actually don't think we saw him use. Yeah, I don't think we saw him use that attack. It's I mean, it's basically just an area of effect shadow bomb, similar to Luca's like napalm attack, but nevertheless, it's still an interesting one to have. But yeah, I don't think we ever actually saw him use that. Let's try ice. So, I'll be fiddling around with that. Frog levels up. It'll be good for these people to level up as much as possible, because it's not necessarily bosses, but I guess many bosses, if you will, that are in this area. Alright, so we'll come back to that part. We are still climbing the heights. You know what? Well, I can't do that yet. So, for Blackrock, we're gonna use lightning too. I'm just gonna keep using them. So for the Blackrock, you saw that Magus was able to use that because he is involved in the triple tech of it. The only issue is that in order for us to be able to use that attack, Magus, has to have his final ability, which is Dark Matter. So there's the save point. There's a reason there's a save point there, just so you know. Okay, so we need to find the door to get up to there. We haven't really used much of anything to require. Actually, that one. Going through. I'll actually need... Fairly certain I could use Luca. her protect spell will come in handy. Just to make sure. We'll be fighting something fairly threatening here. Not these guys. These guys are nothing. Yeah, the only problem is... the only problem with Magus's skill selection is that he only has those AoE attacks, which is a major problem. Because the usefulness of everyone else is essentially the fact that they have versatility. Oh, that looks imposing, doesn't it? Lavos Spawn. Alright. Let's use a Lapis. Oof. Darn it. Alright. So this will be rough. This is why we use saves. Oh, why'd you have to crit? Oh gosh. And she's down again. Alright, so I need to get protects up on everyone. Alright, so that's actually the best thing he could have done. Right. I get it. Alright, now I finally got it. I forgot that for some reason. But that's perfectly fine. That's not an issue at all. It's one of the reasons why Magus is not as helpful in this fight. So, this is basically how you do it. As long as he doesn't do his needles, it's actually quite doable. The worst thing is actually confuse. Oop. Well, that sure woke Magus up. And there we go. Heal. And there we go. So I've got the hang of this fight now. I just forgot the most important thing about the fight, and that is do not hit the shell. Right. So a lot of these are just attrition. I'm gonna hit him with fire and see what happens. Thankfully, this one doesn't respawn. Okay, good. Not so good. But thankfully all of my protects were up. So this is the trial of Death Mountain, or Death Peak. There we go. Only 750 experience. Those freaking turrets on the Blackbird were worth more than that. But Giga Arm? We are switching Magus out. We are switching the junk out of Magus. I had him in so he could get some tech points, but Ayla will actually be a more useful character. Yes. Magus is really useful for those AoE magic attacks, but oh man, is he not useful for anything else. Now the only issue is Ayla's outfit is probably the least suitable for the climate. Yeah, there you go. Who needs magic when you can punch ghosts? There we go. That should do it. There we go. Alright. Yeah, the reason I'm out here again is because I'm totally going to run down here and use a shelter. I came into that fight totally unprepared. So that's what happens if you go into those fights totally unprepared and you use an AoE magic attack or some idiocy like that. You get your butt handed to you. But if we're prepared, then we can take care of it pretty handily. So with this now, let's use fire too. There we go. Oh, I could have used Tailspin. I could have shown off Tailspin. Oh well. There'll be another day. Actually, why don't I just do that now? Here. This is Tailspin. It hurts all monsters near Ayla whenever she does it. And I'm not so much of a fan of those limited area effect things that you have to be near the player, because there's not really as much versatility in those. Brave Sword. Brave Sword, I believe, is Frog's next one. Yes, it is. It doesn't have the boost to magic, but it is a boost to damage, which is a bit more important at the time, right at the moment. Ugh. That does a bit. We'll do water too if that one's not enough. But I was thinking that one. Only one left. I'm guessing it has precisely 500 HP. Luca levels up, Ayla levels up. So it's useful to be able to have Ayla in the party because she'll eventually get Dino Tail, which is nifty. There we go. That's the next step. Do I have to fight? Yeah, I do. If I could equip that gold stud, if Chrono didn't have to get evaporated. Alright, and then I'll let Ayla just punch whoever's left. Oh, okay, never mind. 1100 XP. See, why don't I just jump down there? Seems far more useful than just running back up here and fighting these ghosts again. I guess I don't fight those ghosts again. Let's see. Then fighting those shells again. Haha, I dodged you. And I got a Star Scythe. Which, I mean, is nice, but Magus is all but useless in this area. Who knew that all he had to do was go to Death Peak? Except, what is Death Peak? There's a question for you. Is Death Peak the Mountain of Woe? Or, like the remainder of... Is there anything special about Death Peak? It seems to have just appeared. Oh, looks like we got another Lavos fight. Alright. Alright. We're gonna drop a heal. That did a significant amount of damage. Alright. So I need to get Protect on Luca at the very least. Alright. Yeah, get a bubble hit off on him. Ayla's almost counting as my Chrono for these dual techs. Okay, that's fine. Except she's asleep now, which is a problem. Still asleep. Aw, darn it. Can't have that. That's why I can't have that. Alright. Heal. Actually, I need that to stay there. We are going to do another flame kick into the face. I like how nifty these dual text and triple text can look. Thankfully, Luca is far more resilient against magic. Are you asleep? Ah, you're asleep. That's not good. Please die. Thank you. Hooray! Alright. So, continuing onward. There we go. And... Right. Be careful, it's slippery. Fall and you'll have to start over. Alright, run a bit. Oh! Oh! Ah! I was right there at the end, too. Alright, so this is where we wind up. I'm actually going to end it there. This is convenient, actually. It'll work out. We will attempt again. Once I get past that part, I will start up the next episode. There won't be so much interesting things happening in the meantime, but as always, I hope you join me for the next time, and that before then, you have a blessed day. Take care.